So guess what?
What? I don't know.
I'm pregnant.
From her very specific dialogue to her very specific characters, Diablo Cody's writing is nothing if not idiosyncratic. The development and democratization of the internet saw her writing her first personal blog, Darling Girl. After working menial office jobs, she finds herself stripping her insular lifestyle to get naked in front of strangers. Cody cites her experiences as a sex worker as a way of transgressing her upbringing and opening up other doors, subsequently writing about her time through the Pussy Ranch. Her blog gained interest because of the taboo subject matter, and it was seen by producer Mason Novick. He encouraged her to write her memoir, Candy Girl, A Year in the Life of an Unlikely Stripper. He further encouraged her to write her very first screenplay, Juno. Juno was widely well received, with Cody winning countless awards including Best Screenplay at the Academy Awards. Winning with her debut as a screenwriter gave a sense of freedom to write whatever she wanted, and Cody honed in on the niche. She writes about difficult women and girls, giving a voice to an otherwise untapped demographic in Western media. The writer otherwise experiments and writes different tones and themes in each of her films. Juno is a coming-of-age story of a maniacally verbal girl played by an unknown Elliot Page. Young Adult is a dark comedy about a writer for a teen magazine with Arrested Development. Tully tackles the struggle of postpartum depression and how a mother finds a way to cope with this issue. Cody has cited that a lot of her writing is personal, drawing inspiration from her own life and interactions she has observed of others' relationships. She recalls imagining the juxtaposition of a teenage girl sitting across uptight yuppies, and that's how she found the inspiration to write Juno. Jason Reitman, her frequent collaborator and the director of the film, shared drafts with each other, coming up with absurd ideas that center characters outside of the norm. Diablo speaks to throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks, and she diversifies her breadth of work through other mediums. She worked on musical projects Ricky and the Flash and Tony Award-winning Jagged Little Pill. She writes uncredited and produces projects that go through development hell. She says that the best thing for her to do is to write. Her voice in writing can be heard regardless of the genre, and her audience of women and girls who can relate to disgruntled yet painfully nuanced characters had made her an influential figure in the space of Hollywood. Despite her distinct style and substance of writing, Cody's projects after Juno were not as well acclaimed by the mass audience. This is due to inappropriate marketing. During a test screening for her film Jennifer's Body, the film was shown to a group of young men. At the time, one of the lead actors, Megan Fox, was tied to the Transformers. The action blockbuster overtly sexualizes Fox, and this led to the further sexualization in Jennifer's Body. Needs more boobs, spelled B-E-W-B-S, says Cody, referring to the reception of the test screening. The conversation of the male gaze is an ongoing one in media, and at the time of the film's release, and years after, Fox and Cody received the brunt of the discourse. Cody has recognized Fox as the only actor who was able to play Jennifer, citing her elusive mystique as the deciding factor. The film has otherwise found its renaissance in recent years, and it has found its audience and is viewed through the lens of queer cinema. Cody's influence in writing female anti-heroes can be seen in media that have witty, ill-mannered protagonists. There's Fleabag, Bad Teacher, Edge of 17, The Great, and Lady Bird, to name a few. She writes women and girls the way boys and men have been afforded to be written. She says in her early career that she was deemed one of the guys, as her background included sex work. This evokes the idea of the Madonna whore complex. Cody says that she had endured these writers' rooms and meetings to keep her place at the table. In her need to survive Hollywood, she has spoken to feeling complicit to the system by turning a blind eye. In the mid-2010s, Louis C.K. was outed as a sexual predator in the workplace. Cody had otherwise pitched with him for One Mississippi after the news broke out. Cody is no stranger to holding herself accountable to her actions to further her career. She speaks on how her memoir was mean-spirited and discourages readers to consume it. Reflecting on Juno, she says that she would not have written it in this political climate. The film is used by pro-life protesters to promote going through an unwanted pregnancy. Cody has also received an uproar of criticism online for her script of the live-action series for the Powerpuff Girls. Her voice as a woman in her middle age does not translate as well as the dialogue of the youth, and discourse of social identity has become more rapidly evolving on the internet. During the writing of this script, GQ magazine reports on Cody's script for the Barbie film being scrapped because she didn't know how to write the iconic eponymous character. She understands that the femme-bimbo archetype has become more subversive in today's zeitgeist, but she says that she didn't want to write Barbie as a feminist girl boss, because she didn't see the character as such. As a Diablo Cody fan, I await her response when the film comes out. I think, and a lot of people who experience girlhood cling to Cody's writing because she represents the people who are both loud and without a voice. Cody writes as a way to assert herself and express the turmoils in the absurdity of living as a woman or a girl. Her writing is endlessly entwined with her humor, and I aim to be as distinctive as a writer as she is. I can only hope what I write can be accompanied with fun folk song in the background.